You may run home for a long time, run home for a long time. You may run home for a long time. I tell you, God Almighty's gonna cut you down. Great God Almighty's gonna cut you down. Go tell that long-tongued liar, go tell that midnight rider, tell the gambler, the rambler, the backbiter, tell him God Almighty's gonna cut him down. Great God Almighty, let me tell you the news. My head's been wet with the midnight dews. Now I've been down on my bended knees, talking to the man from Galilee. My God spoke, he spoke so sweet, I thought I heard the shuffle of angels' feet. He put one hand upon my head. Great God Almighty, let me tell you what he said. You may run on for a long time. Great God Almighty's gonna cut you down. You can run home for a long time. Run home for a long time. You can run home for a long time. I tell you, God Almighty's gonna cut you down. Good God Almighty's gonna cut you down. You may throw a rock and hide your hand, working in the dark against your fellow man. But sure as God has made the day and the night, what you do in the dark will be brought to the light. You may run and hide and slide, try to take the mold from your neighbor's eyes. Sure as God has made the Virgin and the Pope, what you reap, my brother, is what you sow. You may run on for a long time, run on for a long time. You may run on for a long time. I tell you, God Almighty's gonna cut you down. Great God Almighty's gonna cut you down. Go tell that long-tongued liar, go tell that midnight rider, tell the gambler, the rambler, the backbiter, tell God Almighty's gonna cut him down. Good God Almighty's gonna cut him down. Great God Almighty's gonna cut him down. Great God Almighty's gonna cut him down.
ready for it. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. Yeah, this is it. Get ready for 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 it. ready for it. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. This is it.
All right, are we live? Can everybody hear us? Oh, wow. This is crazy. Crazy. What a party. Welcome, everybody. It's like a family reunion. Gosh, I'm already in tears seeing so many people we hadn't seen in so long. And oh, what support. What a great community. Sorry I hit the wrong button a minute ago. I obviously have never gone live. So, like, this is like the amateur hour. So, bear with me. Uh, we'll just try and do the best we can. If the sound isn't good, let me know. Anytime. I've had to move back here. It's raining terribly here. So the reception's kind of acting up. So please let me know. Um, wow. Ivy Lane, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can. You're a little cracky. Crackly.
Okay, I might have trouble with my internet. And also, let me know, Heather, am I to be reading the chat through Streamlab or YouTube? Or don't you
You want
know?
to go to you want to go to YouTube and turn everything down and watch it on your extra device.
Wow, that cable's missing.
Okay, you don't have to. You can also look on I don't know how you might can see it in here. To
Okay, as
use
long as you can hear me. Can you hear me, y'all? Hi, girls. Hi, everybody. I'm not going to say hi to every single person, although I am getting like shaky looking at all these names.
I know, isn't it crazy? Seeing everybody. I see every one of you. I see every one of your comments. I see you all the time, everywhere. I really do. Even if I
I don't
don't
know what to
comment
say,
back.
you guys.
Look,
Sorry.
there's a gentleman Jack and puts me and Nancy and I'm gonna be like Davita. I'm gonna say like part of your names. Casbat. Oh my god. Oh, and Jackie and
I
Heidi.
wanted to say this for a long time. Let me do it. Hey, ladies and rabbit dog.
Amen. I know that's right. Oh, I'm so excited to see everybody. Um,
So what's new?
Oh, nothing much. Just like try not to float away. I mean, seriously, it's been pouring. We've needed the rain. I can't complain, but of all
Really?
nights and all days. And then, you know, life happens right when you get ready to do something. My son needs all the things washed and packed and yada, 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 and dinner. And I'm like, really? I want to be selfish and just go live with my girlfriends. Can you just stop? Just get somewhere.
Well,
Hey, rabbit
um,
dog.
I think there's
Damn.
bad weather places, but I
Yeah.
told my son I'm not checking any weather till Tuesday. And I could tell he was starting, like, what do you mean there's going to be bad weather? I just said, we'll talk Tuesday. And if you don't get in, you don't get in. And
Yeah.
that's just the way it is. Although when I asked him, "Hey, what am I like, what do you want, like dessert-wise?" I don't know if this is good or bad. Double stuffed Oreos.
Oh my gosh, I was checking out the other day and I was mad. I looked over my shoulder and there was white chocolate covered Oreos and I didn't get out of line and go get them. And I'm still mad. Like, come on. Who can't love that? It's late at night. I mean,
Now, yes, because I'm like, "No, I mean like apple crisp
okay, you're going to stand on
or"
your head. Like,
yeah,
listen,
I'm like,
can you
yeah,
wave your arm? Yeah, hold one arm up or something. Okay, try it again. You weren't bad. You kind of come and go.
my
Oh,
internet
huh.
is my internet being bad?
Well, it made your avatar leave, but that's okay. You're just naked. If you could put a
All
top
right,
on.
well, just tell me because if I have to go down, I have to go down and get the cable out of the
Okay.
car that I need.
Kiki says we're
Um,
sounding okay. I'm gonna kind of keep look. I'm looking at the chat some too, so I'm really trying to pay attention just in case. It may be my end. Okay, well,
whatever.
we'll just
Just
keep going.
yell, Chatters and
That's right.
Heather, um, because I know
Is that
Heather's
Heather
having
or
a store.
HTTN? I'm so confused.
I w H, whatever you say, H,
That's right, H. Sarah with the blue
and
dress on. Oh my gosh, she's here. Yay. Look at all of y'all, Dasha. Lady Pug Toes. Oh my gosh, she's here. Sweet Irish. Look at y'all. Serial killer. Michelle. Uh,
yes. Hi, everyone. Hey,
there's
my crazy life. Hey, all of you.
Christine. I know. Like, I feel like I'm missing people. Jennifer. I mean, their studio. I mean, come on. I saw Evie in here earlier. Tiny treats. I mean, listen.
No, our Irish friend. Hey, I've always wanted to ask this, and I hope I'm going to say this right. To Jay Herbert, is that up after the quarterback? You know what I mean? Or are you like a football person? If you feel
Oh,
like answering that private
oh,
information, I do understand. I know
oh.
you're not into that stuff, Heather. I mean, H.
Well, I am. Not well, not as much as I used to be. So I couldn't even
I
tell
get
you
it.
what team. What team would that
Yeah.
player have been on? Go ahead and tell
Justin Herbert, however you say it.
me. Mm-hmm.
I want to say he's like San Diego, but
Oh wow. Nana 14. Oh my gosh,
yeah.
she's here. Oh, look, y'all. And all the ones in the bushes. I know I've heard from quite a few today. It's been overwhelming the last few days. Like, listen, my heart runneth over if, to every one of you. Lisa L coming in. I've never officially met you, but nice to meet you. Oh my
Mm,
gosh. Okay, I'm gonna breathe. So does
Lisa
everybody have a
L.
beverage?
Yes, I
Okay.
do. And candy. I
Yeah,
do. Just
sweet
wanted
tea.
to say.
Oh. Tina
No
Bina. Oh my
popcorn,
god.
but y'all need popcorn. Lots of butter.
Wendy sent me some popcorn earlier. She just was making some, and I said, I'm pulling my seat up beside you. Oh my gosh. Tammy
Can you guys
and
believe it's Thanksgiving week and Hell to the No was live?
my pets. Nana Patty, Jackie. Okay, I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna quit looking for a second.
No, say hi to everybody.
I know we'll be here all night. They're like, how gooby. Uh, yeah, what a crazy week. It's been. Last week was great. It's been fantastic. Started off November. Started off pretty well. I
Mm-hmm.
believe this is positive energy has come about, and lots of good things are coming. But let's quickly think. Okay, so not that I ever care about a birthday, but 11/11 was my birthday. Then we had uh
She
Dreaming's
cares about
heavenly
her
birthday on Monday, the 12th, right? Evelyn?
13th.
Okay, 13th.
Yeah, last Monday,
Okay,
right?
yes. Okay. So yes, that's
Was
right.
our
And
sweet
then yes.
dreamings
Then we had Carol
heavenly
Boyce.
birthday, like you say.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, no, no. No, no, finish.
Heather was going to say Carol Boyce's heavenly birthday, or I'm sorry, earthly birthday would have been Tuesday. And Heather, may I add, those are two of the reasons why we are here,
Yeah.
why we've been here.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all know the things, but
It just was so
that
crazy.
that started it.
How
That
all of it,
started it.
yeah, boom, 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 boom. And like I said about the week before, when things started lining up, and I thought, oh, early birthday present, that won't happen, and then things got close. I said, wow. And then I didn't realize Carol's. I had forgotten. And by the time that came in, I just said, look, you can't make this stuff up. Whatever you believe in, listen, I'm not here to preach. Whatever it is, sometimes you can't, the journey is just correct. You can't make it. Has to be. Has to be. But I will give a shout out. Evie Scorpio's her birthday was Sunday, yesterday, I believe. Forgive me if I'm wrong. And I know there's several others that anybody that's a Scorpio, listen, sending much love. But back to our girls, yes, there was a lot dedicated in the last year to obviously dreaming, and then Carol, and And I don't want to get too deep tonight in all that, but they'll sometime soon. I don't know that I'll ever go live a lot, but I do want to do a couple more that I know of for sure. And maybe we'll speak on a little bit of that too. Some that didn't know and just kind of honor them in a way. Um, you're just coming in, token. Y'all are so meany. Y'all are so great. Cindy Law. So, what else happened? Well, I don't know. We can go backwards a little. Hmm. Um,
Well,
in a nutshell, the journey started a few years ago, 2, 3 years ago, when we left Merb's community and we tried to be quiet and tried to be left alone for about a year. And us with quite a few other people became, as you heard our names, Heather, the not a Christian, and Dreaming the Devil, and Trish B with the Christmas lights, and I don't know. She would go through the list of us. Thing one, My Crazy Life, uh, Yuta, Tracy. I know I'm forgetting some Aoife. Um, and I watched and I sat back. I never trolled Merb. I've never called Merb. I've never emailed Merb. I've never had any contact since the day I left there. Ever, ever. On everything I hold dear. And
yeah,
I
I
watched
think,
and said, go ahead.
sorry, Heather, I think even before that, your contact with her when you were friendly-ish on panel was minimal. You weren't, there wasn't a behind the
Yeah.
scenes hate group
I was not
that,
I was not in her in crowd. Apparently she never liked me anyway. So that, it's good. It's all good. I just, a lot of people did ask when I first left. They assumed, because you're on the panel or whatever, that we were close. And honestly, I didn't. This was probably right as COVID had happened. So, we're all home more and uh
yeah,
I no excuse. I would just go on the panel, do my thing, and go to bed and get up the next day and do life. And then if that was interesting, get back on the panel or didn't. So Dreaming and I were very naive about a lot of things when it was all said and done, but it didn't take long to catch up and figure out what we didn't see or why we questioned things and just didn't say anything. And um, one of the main things I want to highlight 1,000 million times till I'm hoarse is people's immunity. I just am very passionate about people not using their identity.
Heather, you
Yes.
mean, yes, and I can't say it now either, but keeping your information private
Hmm.
from
What
the
did I say?
start, I
What
don't
did I?
know,
What did I say?
uh, immunity.
Did I?
Someone may need immunity
I
soon.
know. But like, listen, can we call a
I can't,
friend for $100,000? Um,
anonymity, that's it.
Anonymity. Thank you. I'm trying to think and talk, and that doesn't work. Well, so yes, I just I encourage everyone, no matter what community you come from. My motto on this channel always was, I didn't want to pick a side with anybody or anything. I wanted to go. It was to expose the kitchen lady. That was all. And anybody that was affected or had anything they needed to talk to me about, I kept it in confidence. Uh, but I always encouraged anybody to make a separate account. And they call it a troll account. I don't. I just call that your safety, and that way you can come in wherever you want and chat and feel safe, especially when you leave. And when she was reading people's comments and going after them, and I've seen it all. And so I would like to have, there's a guy I found out about that's wonderful with a lot of information with your computers and could teach us about the VPNs and how to load things. And I don't understand all that at all. And he seems to be very knowledgeable and recommends. Anyway, so long story short, he is also an attorney too. And I think, would be very beneficial for us just to have a how to uh, live one night. So I would like to really, really do that.
And we say this obviously for a variety of reasons.
Yes.
We 5 years ago, I realized I was a newbie on YouTube and all I wanted was Chris Watts. And I never had a behind the scenes relationship with the kitchen lady. But I did happen to email her with everything except my social security number because that's what you do in a normal world. And then in the end, it becomes a weapon for people who are unprofessional and abusive, frankly.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
So
I
it's
don't know.
too late for us,
Yeah.
but in the
And
future,
just like back then, I was naive to YouTube, and I remember saying it a few times on the panel. You forget, you think you're sitting around with 20 of your closest friends and you're just shooting the crap at night and talking and having a good time, or sharing, details that you probably shouldn't have done. And then 3 years later, it's like, holy moly, look how much the internet has changed in that amount of time. No matter what platform you're on, it's scary out here. And I am, again, very passionate. I think no children at all should be shown, talked about, or brought on any platform nowadays. I mean, that's just my opinion. But, just because of these horrible people. But anyway, so that's
for a
just,
million reasons.
yeah, yeah. So that's just why I'm passionate about it, and willing to help anybody that needs to be walked through it. Whatever you need, I'll be glad to get. And I hope over the last year, or even if you knew me back in the community, I think I hope I have always proved what I said and who I am. I stand by that. I'm not perfect. Don't get me wrong. I've made some mistakes, as we all have. But when I set out to do what I set out to do, I meant it. And, things have come along and things have been positive. We've had some huge hurdles, huge hurdles. And then we think, things are going one way, and then life has a way of splitting that. And then you just pick it up and go again. So I apologize that some of this has taken a little bit longer than I thought. Lord have mercy. The journey has been uh, heavy, but it's been, every one of you kept us going. Every one of you, it just, when you think, holy moly, you look up and then somebody else says something that just makes me, okay, we just keep on going. One more day, just like in
Well,
life,
it's been brutal, and the abuse has been relentless. And I'm not going to call it slander or defamation. I'm going to call it abuse because that's the word I can describe it as. Defamation and slander are legal terms. I am not an attorney. So
Mr.
that's what
Shandon
I
White.
always say. Her abuse is relentless. And you've wanted to help people, Heather,
Yeah,
and shield them, I know, or, help them.
right. And I've always said, you've heard the story 1,000 times. I started the channel as a joke. I mean, I was putting my son's racing videos, a couple of little short ones together, and calling it a little movie or something, an movie with the iPhone. I mean, it was a joke. I don't know what I'm doing, and so that's just kind of how it started. Make a couple, and oh my gosh, to go back to the beginning, to now, so many lessons, so many things. But again,
Oh,
just wanted to put there the actual statements and behavior so that it was documented.
yes.
And
I mean, there were so many shocking moments
yeah,
that blows your mind. Like Marie Osmond needs justice. Who goes on and on like that
yeah,
about a woman, yet can't take the least bit of criticism? And I mean, that's obviously just a tip of the iceberg, but the behavior is shocking. It's
yeah.
not normal. And
It's not.
so the process has begun for, certain things to happen.
Yes, hang on one second. I got to send this little message. I'm listening.
Okay, well, I can talk about how about the night Merv lost the phone? Did anybody think that was normal? No. I don't care what the excuse is for her
Yeah,
to go live and abuse her own people because she can't keep track of her, you know, portal to her son. If that was the case, she should shrine that phone and keep it safe forever. We knew it was the screenshots. Her, you know, that's all she cared about was the screenshots on her phone.
yeah. I mean, that was just ridiculous. I mean, it was a
All
blessing
she
we
cares
caught it.
about is the information.
Yeah, that was a blessing that we caught that. A good subscriber happened to catch it, and there was just so many, so many. And then driving around and losing Jimmy, as we always say, that's just a classic. Like how many more times?
Yes, what was she doing? What was she doing that she couldn't stick close to that hospital while her man
Hmm.
that's a loose term, went under the knife. I mean, she's so worried about anesthesia, but only for herself, not her husband. She's got to run to the, shopping centers, whatever you want to call it.
Right. Natasha, I just saw that message. If you'll say something again in the chat, I can fix it. I just can't. I may have been looking for Natasha instead, but please try and comment again and see. So yeah, this is how that journey started. And I've said 1,000 times, this was not my channel. This was our channel. This was the whole community. And, I wanted it to be something positive, but yet have fun. And what I wanted and what ended up happening is a whole nother day. Oh, there she is. Okay. So let's get to the point. So Merv finds out who I am. And obviously we knew at that point that it would happen eventually. I hate how it happened, but whatever. But as we all probably heard and saw, although all those videos, to be honest with you, I have not watched all of them. I don't want to. I've had other people to do it for me, so that everything is documented and whatever. But that was you. You can not like someone or disagree, but you don't have the right to just outright lie and slander and defame
And abuse. Oh no. Heather, either I lost you or you lost me. Hey, chatters. Can you hear Ivy Lynn or do you hear Heather? But we don't hear Heather, right? Sorry, I'll keep talking.
Oh
I'm
my
so
gosh.
It's okay. I'm so bad at this. By the way,
No, you're
you can
fine.
be silent another second.
Okay.
I never wanted to be on YouTube or be a YouTube creator. It's not my thing. I'm here for moral support and for technical difficulties.
Like then.
Can anybody hear Heather now? She's back on my side.
Yeah, I think you're back. Sorry. And like I said, this weather, let me turn around and see if maybe. Gosh.
Fine.
Okay.
So, drum roll. Where were you? You were at July
okay.
when
Yes.
Merv delighted in verbally abusing you
Yes.
and slandering you and threatening you.
Right.
She delighted in it.
She obviously incited hate and people to do some pretty nasty things towards my son and his career, and towards my ex-husband. She's called the police department, and and these are actual documented things that at this point I'll be able to provide most of the receipts on anything. So that brings us to the point of what's the saying? Fuck around and find out. I think that's how that goes. So, I have an attorney that is a wonderful godsend in the moment. He's well known and is currently on doing a huge case on YouTube already. That's kind of how I found out about him. And Ivy Lynn, should I just dive in? Y'all have waited long enough, haven't you?
Yes.
If you, the easiest way, I did not pull the documents out today and redact them or get them ready because I couldn't on this iPad sharing whatever. We'll practice. I'll have it next time.
Well, there's
But
no need, Heather, because what can the people do?
That's what I was going to say. All you have to do.
What the people can do a thing.
Yes. All they have to do, it's public record, is Google Merv's real name and it will pop up. Basically, you will be looking up documents that are filed in a federal courthouse in the Southern District of New York, and they were filed on the 16th. That is beginning stage one.
Can we
You don't
say
get.
it, Heather?
Uh-huh.
Merb, did you get your papers yet? Because I haven't gotten mine. I'm still waiting on my papers. How about you, Heather? You waiting on your papers?
Yeah, I'm waiting.
I'm waiting,
I'm waiting.
waiting.
I'm waiting. And
Except you're not, Merb, are ya? Ooh, like I talked to her like she's here. Oh, I know she is. Hi, Elle. Hi, Elle. Oh, sorry, that's your moment, Heather. Go on.
no, because the nasty. So, to say it again, Sarah is saying, if you go on and Google Merb's real name, as we know it is, you will see documents listed not long, a couple of lines under her name, and there they are. There are several places that advertise where you can. I think some of them ask you to make an account. It's no big deal. It's free. And it will pull up the paper so that you can see. And Casbat just put the document in. I knew it. See, girl. Oh, I knew it.
Thank
Good.
you.
Thank you, doll. Thank you.
It's
So,
kind
yes.
of surreal, Heather, seeing the facts, right?
Yes.
Seeing that
Yes.
because you can't do what you're doing and not be held accountable. Nobody on this platform can.
Right. Now, this is stage one, like I said, the first phase, that we are going to federal court over copyright. I was struck 2 times last year and the channel was taken down falsely because we all know only reason she did it is to find out my identity and to say that I'm harassing and threatening her and her family and her children, which we now can prove. Also, that's not true too, but that'll come out. But this is stage one, and
It's a
also,
process.
yeah, also, it's made it better, easier for small creators like myself to be able to do this, to be able to make them held accountable. You cannot go around threatening and taking people's channels down and reporting them for anything just because you get your fifis hurt. If you will look up when this is over, the case that I started looking at my attorney for was the old famous Bullhorn Betty. Bullhorn Betty is a creator over there in the drama or true crime. I don't know. She was with Gabby Petito out in front of her house with literally the bullhorn. You would know her. Bleached blonde hair. Well, she is suing Queen Bee. Queen Bee is a single mom and is a clapback channel too, I guess, in a way. I do more clips and stuff, but she does lives and so forth. But anyway, apparently they didn't get along. So Queen Bee had hired this attorney that I hired. And she is countersuing Bullhorn Betty for her frivolous lawsuit because Bullhorn Betty decided that she would take her to court and just drag it out in paperwork for lots of money for a single mom to have to get an attorney because she's suing her for $150,000. And so obviously, there's a few things that are going on that will help, we hope, in the future with some of this mess with YouTube and creators or subs or whatever. This will be a big deal. And so with what I'm doing, the first step is with the copyright court. It's a little easier for now. And that was just the route I wanted to go at the time because right before that happened, I ended up in the hospital. And these things can be long and drawn out. So this part is what I'm bringing y'all after a year. And so it's going to affect a lot of things. Obviously, I can't say a lot about it. I think you'll kind of get it when you read it and you'll know and understand. So right now we're waiting. It will be 21 days and we'll wait for her response.
Right. Now, I Heather did just say this, but obviously we can't debate particulars or anything like that for obvious reasons. Just know that it's happening and it's not going to go away, and that whatever Carolyn says is going to be to cover her own ass and not the reality.
Yes.
And it's a process, and there's, many steps. Should be interesting.
It'll be very interesting Because when you get into the next round and you have to prove what you've been saying about someone, uh, it's a very humbling journey, because what I think is morally and ethically right and what the law, actually can do or say or stand by, it's really hard. But you don't have the right. We have freedom of speech and we have a freedom of a lot of things, but you can't just take it too far. And at some point, enough's enough. Somebody's going to get seriously hurt, and we're here for it. I keep looking at the chat, and I'm sorry I lose my thought. I keep saying don't do that. So yeah, this is a celebration. This is something we have wanted to happen for for so long, and so many tried, and things would come up and they couldn't finish it, or they couldn't do this, or listen, I can see why. It's a mess. But I told the attorney one time on a call, I remember tearing up, and I said, I'll tell you what, I'll sit on a stack of Bibles face to face in front of a jury with Merv all day long, because I know what is right and what is wrong, and what we've done and what we hadn't. And these people that she's gone after and what she's done to them. I said, you see my name on this Zoom call, but it's not just me. There's hundreds and thousands of people behind me. This has to happen. There's no more time. Hell no. My motto all along was just, I'm gonna let you have an inch. I'm gonna let you have a little more. I'm gonna keep saying, stop it. All I'm asking is you just stop attacking the people. Stop going real life on people. Stop calling the police department on Randy and Body Cat. Stop messing with all these other creators, being mean to your subs, taunting people, emailing them, threatening. I mean, like, the list goes on and on and on. Just stop it, and we wouldn't be here. Just stop it.
Stop talking about people in ill health, and then when they pass, stop talking about them.
Yeah.
That's when you stop. I mean, at the very least. But yes, yeah, no, you've done a great job. I mean, so many people have seen her behavior on their own, and the many red flags and the manipulation tactics that are used, and the abuse, and the fake striking, or whatever you call it, the threats, definitely the police. That's hysterical. Someday, hopefully, we get to talk about that.
Right.
Let's just say it was comical.
Mary Hildebrandt, you're in the house. Kaz, do you want to come up? Kazbat,
Yeah.
you would be great, and I'd be honored, first of all. Like, that would really make me start shaking. But I just thought maybe you might could share those documents on here. I don't know how to do it too well, but anyway, or you don't have to. No pressure. Listen, like I said, we'll do this again and do it a little more professional. I'll be more prepared and have my
I'm
thoughts.
glad they can hear us.
I know, really. I'm just glad to be able to talk about things.
Did you have any trouble, like, getting on your live and finding the chat every night like others do? Like, this is not that hard, by the way.
I should have been clicking more. No, I had to have somebody help me, with the music, because this iPad, apparently it's not, whatever, it doesn't matter. But no, it didn't take us, except for when I, hit the thing and started the music again and all, whatever. But no, that whole 10 or 15-minute dance they gotta do, like, bless it, for the 20,000th time. You think, how many videos was it listed on the lawsuit that she has? Some insane amount. But anyway, you'd think by now she would have learned.
9, I think.
Hmm?
I have to double check it all.
Her videos. I meant, like, how many videos total? It was like, it doesn't matter. Point is, y'all know what I mean. Okay.
I see Mary saying, Mary Hildebrandt, dreaming is smiling right now. It's weird. Mary, I don't really believe in signs, but then they're smack me in the face signs. And
Right.
I'm like, what? This is dreaming. I mean, we knew her so well.
Yeah.
And
Mm,
she was, I just do want to say this, although this is not what it's about. Dreaming didn't have hate for Merb. She wasn't dwelling on that. She had a lot of things going on, a lot of things to look forward to, just like all of us who are, friendly, we care about each other's lives and, you know, daily struggles and happiness. It's not about Carolyn except when we see her doing these
horrible.
horrific
Yep.
things to her own people, to her own people. It is shocking over and over and over again.
Right. It just, dreaming had a good soul, as we all know, and it just, it. I'm just grateful to have met her and got to know her, and she always wanted the best in everybody and to forgive. I mean, she wasn't one that carried around a lot of hate. She didn't have a mean bone in her body. That's just ignorance over there, you know. It's like
Mhm.
trying to acknowledge every little thing she's ever said. You get so tired of trying. Like why? I always said this to people when they asked. It's like mustard and ketchup. I can show all day long. Here's what she does, and then tomorrow she throws a bomb the other way. Like look over here and start something again. It's just whatever she can do. And I don't,
Right. hmm
and yes,
Sarah
Mark.
in the blue dress says Carolyn is starving for revenge. Sarah, it scares me how much she thrives on revenge, and that's her whole life. But this was before, I mean, she has oddness before, her tragic life events, which we all gave and still give her so much empathy for. I mean, I am speaking for myself, but I had seen red flags in Merv before her son passed. And then, I had to go see what was going on. And as a friend, we forget those red flags and we try to be supportive because that's what friends and normal people do. Aside from that, she was given a free pass for a year on any questions because that is a polite thing to do. But then you see so much anger emanating from her in that like slash your throat mentality, you begin to question everything and things are not right.
At all.
Mhm.
And that's what makes it, it's sad, but it was something that had to be done. We just had to start a channel. We had to start showing this bad behavior, and maybe she would stop. And it just kept on and on and on and on. And I met her with some energy. I'm not going to lie, but you can't do and say the things she was saying about people, as we all know the stories. The
Right.
Jackies, the Muppets, the
Yes.
Sams, the Potter, the uh, I mean,
Cat Bat,
it's gonna break. Yes,
Evie,
Evie. Yeah, look what
Whitey
she did to
Cat,
that. Yeah, look what she did.
every single
Oh,
person, every single person she has spoken badly about,
yeah,
whether they leave on their own in terms of just, I think I'll like not be there for a little bit, or if they leave loudly.
yeah.
I,
And
that's
Davita. I mean, listen. I know it breaks my heart because I know I'm gonna forget every one of your stories because I told everybody how small or how big it was. It hurt. It made you pause for a minute. It made you feel ashamed or humiliated. All the things, and then the threats and the nastiness, and it just, no, no. It's just like the kids on a playground. The bullies in the middle of a circle. I get mad at the people in the circle. Do something. What's right is right. And she can disagree and call me the worst person tomorrow and all the. I don't care. I don't. By the time this is all said and done, it won't matter. People knew who I was on the channel, after the channel, when I was quiet, and when I started the channel, and now. And thank God, not one person believed that hogwash that went on for a week or two. You know, I did
yeah.
not lose custody of my children. I'm not estranged. By the way, here's a little side note. If anybody wants to know in the future for any of these crazy creators that do these things, It's really bad when you accuse people of a crime and or say they have a record that you're going to do things with, or such as Bullhorn Betty used some obituary that was the wrong person that she thought Queen Bee was. And she put this whole big thing out, put it up on her screen, and that that Queen Bee had sold crack to children. Well, first of all, that's, from what I understand, legally, it's a really bad no. That's, you talking about defamation. That's like the key number one. So, Merb, where you called me a fraud and you said that I was doing illegal things with money with Nana Patty's fundraiser, it's not a good look. Also, you
Show it.
called a racist, I think was the second pretty bad thing on the list. And the third one was something that, well, we'll figure that one out soon. Because again, I don't get ahead of myself. I'm still enjoying the first round at the federal courthouse building in downtown New York. Well, I say downtown, but in a great, lovely, beautiful area. And you'll have to look it up. It's the Southern District Courthouse. It's beautiful. It's the big columns, just like I thought it would be. Just
Right,
like
New
I thought.
York, New York.
Honest to God, it is exactly what I thought. I thought, oh my gosh, it's not a plain little brown building somewhere like in Merbstown. But you know what I'm saying. And see,
Like a
she said
saloon.
she
Yes,
was going to
yes.
sue me. Remember, she was going to go after me for all the things, all the damages, have ruined her channel, have done all these things. But she was coming to me. Well, here's the deal. My attorney wanted to go to New York. I paused. I still like, why? But okay, whatever makes him happy, whatever is the best thing. So, hey, we're
He's
coming
trying to
there.
make it convenient for Merb so he
That's
can
right.
say it to her face.
Right. Well, and again, I go with whatever my attorney says, but I'm just saying it is kind of funny in the end of it when it was a day or two later before someone sent me that picture. And I thought, boy, again, you can't make this up. You could not have picked a better location for that place to be. It's right by Soho. It's right by Manhattan. It's just in a beautiful area. Can't wait. Can't wait. And,
I'm decided,
we're
Heather.
bringing the show on the road.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear an evening gown, I decided.
Okay, good.
Like,
I know
because
you
my
said something.
niece had her prom pictures taken at a building like that. Maybe she'll lend me her dress. And
Listen, I don't know.
remember, party bus on me.
I know. I don't know what, it shouldn't be too long. It's probably really cold. So, yeah, we'll have to come up with something cute.
Well,
So,
it is a very serious matter, and it is what it is. There's rules,
right,
and then they're broken, and then there's decisions.
right.
So,
And, we, okay.
yeah. And also, I've noticed she has a red nose the past few days, not even showing herself,
Oh my God,
when
Natasha.
she
Did you see Natasha's going to wear a shell bra and hula skirt? I'm ready. I'm not kidding. Listen, we'll be
my
giving
God, I
out
haven't
free Health to the
seen
No
that.
t-shirts outside like the little guy with the sign. Oh my
No,
gosh.
seriously, we could
Oh,
line that street with 300 people deep or so,
mhm.
where it's of just, I mean,
Having a great time.
protesters.
Right. But in a good way. Like she doesn't understand. As we all know, she sat there one by one and got rid of great people. Great people. There's not one person in this community that I have fear of at all. At all. I don't, you know what I mean? She got rid of, it's so sad. It's so stupid. I can't even think of the word anymore. I used to call it stupid. That was the only thing I come up with 5,000 million times a day. People would say, well, did you see what she did or what she said? It's just stupid. Like, how can you? These are great, wonderful people. And I can assure you, if we rented a bus and it would be with class, dignity, nobody would be out of line at all.
Wait a
Because
second.
that's not how we did it.
Do you think Jimmy's going to have to get a job, and maybe his job is going to be a bus driver?
Oh, no, that could be good. That could be
And
good.
by coincidence, he can
Mhm.
get us into the city, he's such an excellent driver.
And he would be funny because he'd sit there with all the stories. Oh my gosh, that would be too much though. But yes, that's a
Little
great idea.
Timmy. Mhm.
Oh,
Oh god. Uh,
I know
yes,
so
definitely
nice.
gotta bring Maria to the courthouse. Just like, Johnny Depp had what was that thing? A llama. A
Oh
llama.
yes, that was great.
You have a Maria.
Oh,
Mhm.
Maria. Oh, an inmate bus driver. That's right. Jennifer W. You crack me up. Oh, so many times we'd say, "Get the soap, get the soap, go wash."
I see all the names and, you know,
It just makes me think of so
when
many stories.
yes, when I was in MERBS, I really didn't I'm not a good tagger because I'm on my laptop and I mean my phone and it's usually middle of the night and my hands are just done. But so many names and then to think that everybody this is a created community. Do you know what I'm saying? I didn't know Heather. She never solicited me on Slack. We didn't ever chat on Slack.
I know.
It wasn't a thing like that. So these accusations that Merv puts out that there was like a pre-planned coup and all the things, no, it was a night that that I do think, she was a mess, but then Jay Bells, the way she handled all that was ridiculous to me.
Are you talking about the
Abuse.
witch hunt video?
Yes. So the
Oh,
witch hunt video was the January video after she went after, Sally Ann, Dreaming, Heather, other people, where she had all the people up on panel,
at 4 o'clock
like
in the morning.
a mob mentality.
It was the stupidest thing ever.
That was a game changer. I
Yes.
mean,
Mhm. And here's
that,
a little fun fact that I've never really been able to talk about much is when we left, we quietly went over to quote Discord, which was supposed to be, from according to Merb, had taught me it's like this dirty, nasty internet gaming, terrible place to go. And along with that would come Casbat and White Tiger and the people that had left a little bit before during J Bells. But they reached out to me, and Dreamy and I and several of us, including Ivy Lynn and My Crazy Life, went over there and met some wonderful people and heard their story and saw their proof. And that night that Merv started that live at 4 o'clock in the morning, there was proof that she's blowing up poor Loopy Lisa 50,000 million times that night because she's
yes,
mad because of J Bells and because Merv was the only one that didn't file with the FBI. Everyone else did what they wanted, they did what they were supposed to do and sent her a copy, except for Merv. So that night, for some reason, that's how all that started, which all was a lie, we proved, but it doesn't matter. That's just how, she gets in your mind and you don't think, like, I didn't know who these people were she spoke of or bad people from her past that she taught these trolls, these channels, them and they. And I
yes,
didn't know where to go to look. And so I just, oh man, that's terrible. I hate that for you, whatever. They need to leave you alone. And then when you leave and you realize these people that she talked about are wonderful people, like it's unbelievable the amount of damage just over J Bells, where she was relentless to those friends over there that got hurt. There were so much more victims than Merv, way much more.
yes.
Yes, she loves to
Yeah.
thrive on the point that they were all educated. Yes, they were. They were wonderful people, and J Bells took advantage of them. But they really were friends with her. There was proof. There was proof of all the calls with J Bells. It wasn't what Merv said that, oh, she took up all my time and I couldn't grieve my son and all the things that I heard over and over and beating my mind that J Bells just suffocated Merv. No, that wasn't the truth. The truth was, I can think of about 6 or 8. Doesn't matter. I'm not trying to bring up to anything but to honor those women that Merb was horrible to for days and weeks and months, constantly emailing horrible things, texting them, threatening like you wouldn't believe, contacting their work, threatening, to go to the professor. It doesn't even matter. Just anything you can imagine. Anything you can imagine. And so,
She was the victim and
yes,
nobody else was.
nobody. And
Oh,
if you,
Rabbit Dog just said that. Rabbit, we
Mhm.
think alike. I am a little Scottish, just so
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
just, it's so crazy. And so that was the beginning of me going, okay, wow, everything I had been hearing is really not true. And then it was so overwhelming again because I didn't exactly know all the players. So it took a minute. Then the things that I had been told while I was around, then that became lies. And then one day, poor Dreaming called me and said, I'm so mad at her. And I said, hey, Merb. Well, she called her whatever back then, but we call her Merb now. And she said, she lied to me. She lied to me. And I kind of chuckled and thought, well, what part? Which one? Not trying to be sarcastic, but, really. She said, well, she told me she'd never been married. I mean, yeah. So she thought Jimmy was her first husband, but that really bothered Dreaming that you would lie to her. And I was not kidding when I said, well, which one? Because everything we found out is a lie. Every little thing. And she, so the campaign to smear because people cared and had an opinion. So if you say it 5,000 times and I'm a terrible, terrible, terrible person, maybe a few might believe more. I don't know. If they did, then they didn't know me. If if Sharon
Yes,
Martin and people on that panel still to this day, like, I always said, once you see it, you can't unsee it. You can't. This is not a bash
Sharon
session.
Martin's part of it. She's
This is,
part of it.
well, this is
Sorry,
just,
Sharon
I
is
mean, this
part
is
of it.
just, like for me, I'm not trying to bash Merp. This is just factual information for people's protection. And once you question it in your soul, in your head, and you think, man, that's really crappy. She treated that person that way. And then the next time, and then watch how when she gets mad at people, how she does and what she says about them. And she threatens and the innuendos and the little puns, and you don't really know what she's talking about. Trust me, when that moment comes, she is doing something nasty. And then a little while later, she flat does it. But it's not,
Right.
it's
It's a
not,
bunch of little, for me, it was a bunch of little red flags, then pity because, her son, and then at times disbelief, shock. And then when the J Bells thing came down, I will never forget what I was doing, where I was, whatever. I thought, my, it's come full circle. Everybody told you it J Bells is not a thing. She's a liar. But Merb won't consider anybody else's opinions. It's her downfall, of course.
mhm.
And then when it came out that it was worse than any of us could think, Merb never took responsibility for vouching for J Bells. And she left her community and friends vulnerable to the con artist J Bells. And I felt never apologized to those people. That was my thing. And I even
Yeah.
said, what'd you do with Casbat? I don't think, oh, she's fine. She's fine. I don't think she's fine.
No,
Oh,
there
she's
was so
fine.
much.
I didn't even know there was drama with Casbat. I
Yeah.
just didn't pay attention.
Well, we
But
didn't know all the things that were being done and said behind the scenes to her, about her, to Merb's friends. And Jay Bells was helping convince. It was a horrible thing. And I'm not trying to bring all that back up again. I just, in this moment, wanted to
Pam,
honor those people
oh,
too. That it goes back so far. It goes back so far. That's just part that I know of from that point on. You know what I mean? Anyway.
right. And then for those that don't know, just the night of the witch hunt, which was the dreaming, basically rip apart dreaming. By the way, the things she said dreaming did, she didn't do. She
Hmm.
didn't do. But
No.
even if she did, Merb's not the boss of dreaming nor anybody. We can do what we want. She's not our keeper. And boo-hoo Merb, get over it, especially when she behaves as badly as she does. But aside from that, seeing she took PayPal donations for J Bells, she should have offered a courtesy refund. I did not donate. I didn't care because I was laughing that that she was believing J Bells when that all happened.
Right.
Anyway, um, she never ever was, what's the right word? I don't want to say remorseful to anybody else except her own self about J Bells. And then it perpetuated. The marathon was ridiculous. Another instance where she was abusive. And then we all know what happened a month later. And then it kept happening. They call these, I hear recently, an episode. They're afraid of Merb's episodes. You should be afraid of Merb's episodes, all you people in there still. That's obviously the ones who were saying so. I think of one of the lives last week that I caught. Okay.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have to be afraid of somebody's episodes, and we shouldn't have to pay for their life. So she will have an episode over a napkin, over anything. It's not normal.
Right.
And she's making mistakes.
Yeah. Well, it's just, this relentless campaign behind the scenes and all this mess has come to an end. And I said 1,000 times I meant it. I wanted to do all I could without having to go what we've had to do in the last 6 months. Let's just be honest. I mean, since last October, really, it's been a year. Where the heat just was even worse and going after people and her frick shit going on, as I say. It's just unbelievable, So, look, I'm even pinning comments like, listen, we might take this thing on the road before it's over with. And no, by the way, for the record, I never wanted to have a channel. I never wanted Dreaming's channel or anything else that she's accused. Like, I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even know where to start. Okay, so Hellraiser is up here. Okay, wait a minute. Let me see if I can take this back down because
Who dat? I'm not even looking at who's on panel or a bunch of things. Sorry if I'm talking.
Hide comment. Oh, look, it did it. Hide comment. So let me unmute you. They had a
Who's coming up, Heather?
a video. Hellraiser 1 is up here.
Oh, hello, Hellraiser 1.
And she wanted to play a video, I believe that was the courthouse.
Oh, okay. By the way, let me be like stupid and say thumbs up for Go Heather and H versus Cavernos.
You got to play it, Heather.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
she.
I don't know how
it's much for us.
It's not gonna let me unless I add you to the other stage. Okay. Hang on. Oh, my bad. This is the courthouse. Is it a video?
20 seconds.
Okay. Is it talking in it?
No.
Okay. Well, anyway, that's the courthouse. So excited. I don't know. No, I can't even zoom in. But I just thought how elegant she is. Isn't that going to be fun? And oh, by the way, the judge, he's kind of known in a few cases. Like, what was the one in particular, Abby Lynn?
Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
In the prison where he died.
Just saying.
Yeah, he had a part in ruling on some of that prison stuff with this video being deleted. And then an Olympic athlete, I didn't deep dive on these yet,
right.
I think did bad things. And he was in that. An Olympic athlete.
All right. Hellraiser 1. No, but she is. She's echoing.
I think did bad things. I hate my voice, and I hate it even more now.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was so great. Appreciate it. All right. Oh, that was awesome. Just a little, fun fact.
Right. So obviously, Heather's had to be quiet. And that's not a bad thing either.
Right. Makes it a little bit easier. That's why, the videos stopped. And of course, I was recuperating from the hospital. So that was a, long, drawn out little, I'm still, honestly, I think from being that sick prior to going to the emergency room and all the things that followed, and then the recovery, it being so weak for so long, I still have, I call the fog brain. I really do. My short term is sucking like terribly. But I know eating better and getting stronger every day is the main thing. And that's what I try and do. The last few days have been a little hectic, so I kind of backed up a little bit. That's all right. I told the girls I got out and mowed one afternoon, and the leaves here had fallen really thick. And so I have a ride lawnmower and I mow over them and mulch them. Well, I turn the headphones on, I'm doing my thing. According to Bryson, the lawnmower goes really, really fast anyway. So that's a good thing. So I'm going along pretty fast, probably. He comes home and he pulls up and he's like, Mom, are you kidding me? The whole neighborhood's probably really mad at you. I go, why? He goes, look behind you. It's this dust fog cloud like you've never seen. Like, I didn't think, I knew it'd been dry. So it didn't help my allergies. I wasn't thinking. I was too into the music. I wasn't paying attention behind me. And I guess it was kind of blowing that way. It did. It looked like the whole neighborhood was on fire. It was so bad that it even went all in my garage, all over everything. It's just like this fine dust. Kind of like when the pollen comes. I don't know if you'll have that in your area, but oh my gosh. It was. So yeah, once again, it kills my throat and my sinuses. But anyway, I'm so excited.
You sound good.
I want to say so
Yeah.
much more. But right now at the beginning, I don't want to say too much. Obviously, like I said, we retained an attorney, and we are moving forward and been. So
Right. And having legal counsel, you can see from those documents,
Mhm.
but there were other options, not just this one gentleman. There are attorneys out there that handle matters like this. It's not that hard to find. Well, I shouldn't be advising her. That's what I'm afraid I'm going to do. So let's see how this all plays out, Heather, but we're all on your side. I know it's a burden for you. I wish I could take some of that away,
no, I mean,
but
it is there's nothing anymore, as we all know, that's cheap. It's sad. And, if you're going to go, you better have a good one. You know what I mean? Like whatever it is. It's not that, you don't have to have the best of the best, but you're going to have, somebody's got to be there and know what they're doing. And so we are where we are. And I will say this for the record, just like how I feel about your names being read and contacted or threatened or brought up where you work or your children work or your family or whatever it is she threatens. Unlike that, I'm not going to put anything together where if you wanted to donate, you could, but your name might be there, you might be anonymous, and it might accidentally. No, we don't play that. I have 100% transparency behind the scenes. Anybody at any time can request the receipt from the attorney. Probably will redact it and put it out anyway. I have nothing to hide. That's why discovery is not a problem. When Bullhorn Betty finds out soon that with her countersuit that's against her, she's going to have to provide years and years and years of tax return, medical records, banking, all data, all text messages, all Zooms, all Slacks, all Discords, all Facebook, anything. All mods will be brought in. I mean, anything like that. That's a lot. That's called discovery. And man, oh man. So I have no problem. I've had to go through a lot of my stuff already, but when you're not doing bad stuff, you don't have to worry. It's like, well, if somebody wants to be that bored, look up my medical records or my banking accounts or pretty much my text messages. But like the only thing with MERP is some things people talk about in their text messages are kind of private. They're intimate discussions between friends about whatever it is. Doesn't matter. But you don't threaten people. She tried to make up crap about, I'm going to play how much you hated Natasha and . Well, play it, because if you said it, if I said it, it would be there, but I didn't. But more than that, you got to own it. What part of my life, have I not done things or said things in the heat of a moment or whatever. But that doesn't give you the right to put them on a platform in front of everybody. I was not a huge creator. I wasn't a creator at all. I had a small clip channel that was only showing her behavior. That's it. You know? And you just because
Her
you get your
own
feet fixed.
words, usually her own words with commentary and things like that. That's the best part of this all.
Yeah.
We've all said it a million times. Merb's killing her own channel. This
And you
is
can't.
not. We have all kinds of things we love to do on YouTube, or I listen to music, audiobooks, all those things too. I can't listen to all of it all the time. It's just not, good for you.
Mhm. No, I
But
can't. I know everybody says that, but I really, right before, well, after the hospital, I promised my children, like, no, I have to stay focused and get well. And, but also at that time, I'm in the middle of all this because I'm trying to protect everything that I hold dear to me in my family
mhm,
and my son's career and my daughter and anybody else, my ex-husband, even his wife, even my ex-in-laws. Like, you just wouldn't believe how wonderful people are when you just tell the truth and you say, hey, here's the proof, look at my channel. When you call the police department and you tried to say that I was this terrible person, I've done all these things, I haven't gotten the call yet, but I'm sure I will. It's 45 minutes long. I can't wait. But when you say all the things and the officer keeps insisting that those are not criminal, at worst, at best, you might get civil. That's what you need to do. But it's not criminal. She's not contacting you. She's not emailing you. She's not doing all these things. And, it's like beating somebody's head against the wall. She won't listen.
well,
But
she has repeat behaviors. She's
yes,
had success once or twice getting a cop to go somewhere. She thinks she can do this over and over again. And people are going to start saying no to her because she's like a bad penny. She just won't go away. But no
right.
cops are coming out to our houses, Merb. So joke's on you, Merb. Those people in her area have got to be so over her.
Yeah, they're just
I
sick of
would,
it. She knows it.
yeah, I would have to say that she's taking away from other law enforcement activity if she really contacts them as much as she indicates. And shame on her, especially in her area where there's lots of terrible criminals.
Yep. It's just,
I mean, and she has so many secrets. I mean, she says, "Oh, this or that." What more do you want to be exposed? I mean, what more does she have that I don't want to say that we don't know about because there's plenty we don't know about. But the things that were findable like that are shocking when she has tried to build this narrative of what she is and how wonderful she is and how her family's so this and that. I mean, she's just all talk and nobody cares.
no. And, I, it's just,
Every one of these people I see in the chat, I can tell a story on almost.
I
And
know. Isn't that sad?
I mean, I will never forget the night we happened to be chit-chatting, I think, and I'll say it was me, but I don't even know if it was me. She's doing something to Vita. She did something to Davita. She
Yeah.
said something to Davita. Davita's not here. What? And then you go and you re-listen, and these are her own friends. These are not her enemies. These are what she does to her own friends. Jackie Burns. And then I see Knitting Artisan. I mean, the stories. All of you, most of you, have had slanderous comments come out of Merb's mouth about you. And that's why there has to be people doing things in secret. And Heather and I are able bodied adults. We can protect ourselves for the most part, especially with legal counsel. But there are many, and she preys upon them, who, you know, like dreaming, had autoimmune disease, was very impressionable, had no reason to think this was like a mini cult.
Yeah.
And she picks on people who are vulnerable, and that's what pisses me off. Muppets and Manilow. I can't believe Muppets has all these napkins and she doesn't even craft. She probably paid $1,000 at least. She doesn't even craft. But if someone didn't buy her napkins, Merb was gonna have a come apart, as Heather
Wait,
would say.
yeah, there's hell to pay.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's sad. It goes on now. She's bragging about Elle getting this money coming, and she's going to get a big chunk of it or whatever it is she said. And
Oh,
whatever my view on that situation, as a human being, I hate that. Like, don't give away your money like that. Nobody, listen, nobody. It's just crazy. It's insanity. The way the prices are and all the things, you got to be grateful for little things. And the never appreciating things over there is just mind boggling. Every time I think, wow, I, I was just taught better. Do better. Just do better. We can't and accuse me of taking money from vulnerable individuals. Are you? That was.
yeah.
It'll be
Muppet
good.
said, yes, I bought the napkins and so did others just to keep things calm. It was always so awkward. Yes, it was awkward, Muppets. I remember she would start trying to sell her pile of crap, and then she'd be like, "Oh, I guess I'll wait till later. My napkin people aren't here." Well, your napkin people are out working for a living. They're out working for the money to give you for napkins that they can buy themselves. But because everybody feels sorry for you and doesn't want you to have an episode, they're,
I,
gonna give you the money instead. And this is the manipulation. Now, I don't wanna.
yes.
Yes, Nana
Yeah,
Patty.
you did. Yeah.
We
I
used to
mean,
ca she abused you.
it was horrible. It was horrible. We
You were
watched it.
ill.
Yeah.
You
Long
shouldn't have
before.
been on panel.
Yeah, long before you left. While we were getting trashed for that whole year, we watched all the things and just thought, wow, it's horrible. And you want to rescue. And that's, I kind of kidded around about we started making videos and including people. And we were hoping that if we showed that moment, if we showed this or that, then maybe it would got in the right hands and maybe that person would see the truth and leave. And little by little, story after
Yes.
story said, I saw your videos. Davita was one of them that I was so thankful because I remember screaming at the top of my lungs, like, oh my gosh, get out. And, Nancy M. and Merb and oh, I'm not going to address her. Never mind.
Here's another
Leave
name,
Nancy M alone. Yes, wonderful lady.
Robin Lane. Hi there, Robin Lane. Another person abused by Merb. Another person made to feel small and her personal business put out there.
Is
It's
she in
not a
here?
weapon for you.
Is she in here?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Along with I don't know, a lot of
Great
other
to see
people.
you. Oh, wonderful. I was behind on my stinking phone. Let me
I
make sure
could
I'm
be
doing
too.
top chat
Oh,
too.
yeah. Well, what she
I
did to
mean, whatever.
Davita Muppets and
Live chat.
Manilow, she will answer for.
Yeah.
Those are karma things. Those are things you don't do to other people. And that's Merb's karma, which has answered her time and time and time again. How dare she speak like that to Davita and giggle about her loss.
Hmm.
But again, Merb's the only victim. That's why.
Well, I appreciate you being my saying the things I need to say because obviously I have to be, somewhat careful. I don't have to just not completely, but I don't want to mess up anything. So,
What happened at the beach? Well, I gotta tell you, that
okay,
first shellication.
I think
I'm
I've started something here. Go ahead.
oh, sorry. I
I'm
know.
just kidding.
I'm looking at the chat. Who
It'll mess you
wants
up.
to go? Who
Don't
wants
hit
to
me.
go on a vacation again and yearns for the beach when you done lost half your community there every single time you go? What is it that she's trying to escape from so badly and go to that beach for? I will never forget waiting for her to go live, and that I knew at the beach that first time, and you knew she was there, and then you found out, even I couldn't believe it. You found out there was trouble in paradise. And
Yeah.
when she tried to sell hurting Jackie Burns creations like that.
Oh,
And then
oh,
that's
listen,
not called for.
let me
That's
know.
not
Let me,
called.
oh, whew.
Yeah,
There'll be a day. There'll be a day.
that's another karma.
Hmm.
But aside from that, when she tried to sell those shells, and then wait, I'm gonna try to do it. She did her evil laugh.
Hmm.
You can't have them. They're my shells. I don't want to sell them to you anyways. It's like, what's the matter with you? And then when she's like begging that lovely Rebecca Wood Creations lady who has real talent, can I have 2 cards? I don't like it when people have more. Well, didn't you just say everything about your own self, telling on your own self again? She doesn't like it when people have more. She needs 2 business cards. And Janae had 2. Like, and you expect people to like you, you weirdo?
That was embarrassing.
Mm-hmm. That my
Hellraiser 25, come back. I saw you come up. I think that's
oh
who that
she
was.
yes, I will shut up now, Heather. You take it.
No, 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 no. You're fine. I couldn't hear her. I put her up, but it didn't. Oh, let me try to get.
Hey.
Okay, hang on a
Whoops.
minute.
Hey
Hang
girl,
on.
hey.
Okay. Did you turn your camera off?
I did.
Okay, great. I can hear you
If I
though.
need to mute, if I make
Can you
her
hear
rubber
me?
band,
No.
just tell me.
Am I rubber banding or can y'all hear me?
Nope, I can hear
Nope,
you.
you sound perfect.
First live, I had to join.
I'm so excited you're here.
I'm glad to be here. Hope everybody's doing good. Doing good.
Look at Tracy coming all the way. Coming all the way.
Coming all the way.
You were all the way with me way back when
All
we
the
were in that
way.
stupid witch hunt video, as we call it, because
Yes.
we went over to Sally
I've
Ann's
never
and I talked to
yeah, I've
you.
never told my story. Never told my part of that story. Because we were portrayed so awfully that day. But yeah, it all kind of started then. And I'm just really glad that I have the friends that I have that came out of it. And we're stronger and better together.
That's right.
I'm just glad to see that you're alive and
We made it.
Abilene.
Yeah,
We made
we made it.
So
But do you remember how
it's
shy
been
you
a lot
were?
of
You didn't
lot
even
of
want to. You didn't want to come on that panel over at Sally Ann's, and I was. I think.
absolutely, and you were just being so nice, and you were telling me what really happened is that you were on panel, and I joined the panel. You gave me the link, and I joined the panel. It was only a few of us. You were talking to me, and because I'd always watched, and I loved it when you were on panel over at the other place, and it was during the opening the balls series thing and all of that, and I
Lord,
always
please forgive me for
enjoyed
that.
talking to you. I always enjoyed interacting. You interacted with most people, and there were a lot of people that were really great people that I found in that chat.
Yeah.
But anyway, that morning you were talking to me. You were being so kind. You were like, this is a smaller channel. Come on up here, get used to it. And then maybe you'll like to join bigger channel. You might get brave enough to, join the bigger channel sometime. It was nothing ugly, nothing. It was nothing like that. And so, I was like, wow, it was so nice. And yeah, there were some things that were like, it was boring. Those kind of auction things, those things, yes, that it was boring. Shit, it was honest. Sorry,
Yep.
Sorry, I cursed. But It was honest. Dreaming was honest. Dreaming was, bless her, love our angel, Dreaming. But anyway, I won't get into all that. But you were very kind to me. that morning. You were giving coach, like, come on, you know,
I know. And then
I
heck
got
did I
you.
know that you would get drug into all the
But
freak
I'm
shit that
not,
happened
you know,
after that because you happened to be on the panel next to me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, bless your heart.
but it
Poor
was
Tracy,
like
you know?
someone in
Oh,
the retching and throwing a fit like a kid. And then it just snowballed from there. And you know, it's good. It was really good for people to see things for themselves. It's so sad to see and hear the hurt, as much hurt that good people. There's lots of good people that have been hurt. So many good people that have been hurt. But those people are still good people.
mhm.
Um, and
Yeah,
I,
we just finally found a place to come. Be able to speak the truth,
but
you know?
we've held on to each other, and we always will. I have friends that I've made for life,
Yeah.
and I know that. And
We lost a
so,
couple, but we've, you know,
yeah, you lose a couple.
it's
Um,
just been wonderful though. Absolutely
yeah,
ride or dies. I mean, it's like family. I mean, I do believe you meet a lot of different people in YouTube, as we all know. We had one in our group that wasn't who we thought she was in the end, but the rest of us were, and we have thoroughly been thankful. Um, very, very thankful.
and there
And
are
to
some
go ahead
people that
and,
are just want a place to be able
yeah,
to get to see their friends, to be who they are and not have to go under a different alt
right,
or whatever, you
right,
know,
right. It
without
sucks.
for people being in fear or
And then so many,
whatever.
she ran off the platform. Period. Their names I think about all the time that I've never seen since, and I just feel oh, I give anything.
Yes.
Was it Diane? Was it Diane Maloney or Maroney or you know me and my names? I get once I learn them
Yeah.
wrong, you could forget it.
Mulroney.
Okay,
But
see,
well,
pointless.
she's here and there, but
I
yeah, I
always
love her. I love
loved
her.
her. Yeah, remember her and Sam and somebody else would come in late. They were just dolls, wonderful. Always had a great attitude and asked about you, and it was just. I mean, there's so many. That's just an example, but a lot of people, enjoyed that about YouTube, and they should be able to.
Yeah, YouTube.
Um,
Yeah, YouTube.
So, in case people didn't hear all the things, what Hellraiser 25 was saying, because I never really actually was clear on this, even though I totally should be, is that Heather was on Sally Ann's panel and Hellraiser 25 had, I think, said she, would love to go on panels, but Mervs was too busy, it's too hard. And Heather said, well, come on this one. It's better because it's smaller at this time. It wasn't a shade to Merv or Sally Ann. It was just, and then Merv will say that Heather says, it's better over here. That's not what was said. It was better for someone who has a fear of public speaking to go up on panel.
Or that's never been on a panel before.
yeah,
Yeah,
and I don't
Right.
remember
yeah.
if you said you were shy. I know one
Uh,
person, Peter Peel, I think was the other one that she was like had really bad anxieties about even thinking about it. You know what I mean? And
mhm.
dumb
Yeah,
me
you were
looking back
you
now.
were just
Hey,
encouraging me.
yes,
You
but I
weren't
hated to
encourage.
ever.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hate to
You were
ever
just
encourage anybody to go on a platform in front of all these people now. 3 years later, it's like holy moly! I did, but we really had good intentions. We sure weren't taking over her channel. It was not a script.
oh
It was
yeah,
not
no, it's
planned
no,
out
there
by
was nothing, no
all
keys
the
to the
freak shit.
kingdom,
Yeah.
no kind of bull
Oh my
s like
gosh.
that, nothing like
Right.
that.
Mm-mm.
There was nothing like that at all. Um, and then when it's happening, and it's like it's like what the heck? It's like and then you don't really know, and then you just feel bad, and it's like and I know that watching you and you came on that morning and you could not even speak, much less breathe from crying and sobbing so hard. I will never forget how I felt in that moment watching you, because you were like, once I'm loyal, I'm loyal.
Yeah. I mean, you just I
And
crazy.
that's one thing that is true about you, and I can say that I don't care what anybody says. Those words are true.
Right. There was no ill
So
will
there was nothing.
No.
anywhere.
And that's
But
when like it started. That was just like awful. It was just awful.
right.
Um,
Does anybody remember that when Dreaming found out this witch hunt, as I call it, was going on, she got up on that panel and she apologized immediately, like a big girl. And, apologized that she caused any commotion. It was never meant to be that, but we're
Right.
all better off for it. None of us were really even friends then. And now we're all besties for life.
Yeah.
And many others in the group, I hate to say it, but the anti-Merc group.
And more will come out and speak in time. And also anybody's welcome. You can come on here and just be on mute and change your avatar. If it'll make you feel better, that's fine with me. If you want to speak, please always know. You can at any time. A few of us are kidded in the comments, not really kidded, but we could put everybody up here that she has done something to. It would be wonderful. Absolutely.
Well, Merb tries to steal people's voices. That's
Yeah.
what she was trying to do the witch hunt night, and especially the night after Dreaming went on Natasha's Say It to My Face night. Have you ever seen anything like that? I know this is old stuff, but this did impact her channel. And you don't get to behave like that and have no repercussions. It's not normal. And when Dreaming decided she was healthy enough to have a voice and was comfortable enough, she did so. And then Merb made sure to silence her again and other people too. But again, for the most part, us girls are healthy. And if one of
Yeah.
us is not, the other one will be. But we are standing up. And
Enough is enough. We're done.
and legally is the route with her because someone needs to tell her no.
Yeah, and it's a pretty amazing journey to come. I'm excited to go through it and watch it and just have faith. As I've told you before, that's all I have no problem each step as we go. True transparency. And as I said, you can log on now and see and take that link that Kaz put in here and go and read anything because it's public record all day long. And so each step as we go, like I said, the next step, she obviously has 21 days to respond, and then we go from there. But I mean, it'll be a journey, and I can't wait. And I may put a link maybe in the community post. I may tomorrow, things calm down a little more. I can, redact the information on the lawyer just a little bit. I just want to make sure. I haven't looked at it to see what anything on there that shouldn't be said or whatever, just because. But anybody contact me, my email is in my about section. Anytime you have a question, I'll be glad to send anything, any proof, any questions. I mean, obviously, when we get really deep into the things, I have to kind of be careful, but I hate when people say that. So I had to, make sure. And that's kind of why I have to uh, pause when I'm thinking of things to say. And then thankfully, Ivy Lane can.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
I mean, no. I mean, it's all good. I'm glad. I mean,
You want people to have a voice, Heather. Thank you for giving me mine.
yes. And, I've been wanting to
We have
scream for so
YouTube
long myself,
Hellraiser
and it's so great.
25.
Yeah.
And anybody, Heather does want to give people a voice. That's what she has tried to be. Even at her own detriment, she has tried to be a voice. And
And I took your names one by one to heart when I would see things horribly happen. I can't remember the last few recently. And one of my friends said, okay, you can't save another one. Like, what are you going to do? I go, I know, because I was in the middle of getting all the things to the attorney, and I could not comment, Natasha's. I couldn't comment when things were happening. Oh, it was Nicole.
G.
God, my heart was breaking, and and I'm sitting in the middle of that going,
oh, was it ever? Yes.
yes. And that was another heartbreaker that I just sitting there. It wasn't, and I
Oh.
picked one thing after another. I just had to get that stuff done. I had put him off for so long, trying to get well, trying to get in the mood to do it, trying to pull the trigger, as they call it. You know what I mean? It just like, hey, Lisa D, you give that daddy of yours a biggest hug from me.
Well,
Prickly
now
pear,
Lisa
here comes
D,
Lisa
she's
Green.
another one
Oh my
that
God.
lost her health because
Yes.
of Merv.
Yes.
I mean, I can't even with what she did to Lisa D,
Same in almost fire.
especially
Keep going.
that she met Lisa D in person and drove all that way with her. Whatever.
Oh, it's horrible. Treated them horribly and made up lies. And we sat there with the mole watching things happen. And I'm not even going to say it for the 50,000th time, Barb. You're not very good at figuring out your moles. I'm just saying. And I didn't always run with everything that was sent me because some things kind of at the end of the day, after I think about it a day or two, is kind of petty on the petty scale. Some things were juicy, and don't get me wrong. There were days we needed to know, and we put it out. But the the all the things that go on over there is just unbelievable. But yeah, she just but what she did to those women relentlessly as we sat and had to watch and make videos and try and hope and hope and hope. I was just thankful we got to put their information out in their letters that they wrote. It's just
Hmm.
terrible.
Well,
And I think I could say, I feel like, I hope, and this is my opinion. I'm going to speak this just as a short interruption in the whole thing with Nana Patty and Lisa D and their pursuit. I definitely backed them and do to this day, and all that was completely transparent. But you have to remember, in this civil journey, it can get very lengthy and costly, but mainly the lengthy is the problem for a lot of people that have health issues or family with health issues. So when other people on the mountain want to preach that, oh, well, they're not doing anything, they did this fraudulent fundraisers and they misled everybody and who stole what, and blah blah, whatever all she said. The truth probably could be, in my opinion, that again, people's health affected them at that time, or their family members that are very dear to them. They want to be there and they can't do it at that second. Doesn't mean that they're in a pause button. Doesn't mean, that these were good people in the community that we all know and trust. And I saw the evidence as held to the note on mute for I don't even know how long. I saw a lot of things before they found out who I was in Nana Patty's group, honestly. There was a long time that I was held to the note on mute. But because I was interested in their attorney, because I knew the day would come.
yes,
The,
and those attorneys are very good attorneys. And Merb tried to trash those attorneys and do unethical things as well. But
Cupcake. Oh my gosh. That's Cupcake.
hi, Cupcake.
Girl. Sorry, I'm losing my voice again.
Losing your voice or tearing up.
I just had to, yeah, either it's like emotional roller coaster. Like I'm so excited and then I want to cry and then I'm happy and then it's joyous to see everybody. But then it hurts my heart thinking of all these things on it. But these are good times coming. 100%. 100%.
Right.
Uh,
And I mean, Heather and others have lots to talk about besides Merb. Um, that is funny and entertaining, and it's not about the drama. It just so happens that there is drama never ending with Merv's manipulation tactics. Heather and I and others are so used to being trashed by her, it doesn't affect me. It does. I laugh at it. It's hysterical. Doesn't affect me
well,
because
you can't put a
I know
price on
my own
people's.
self.
Yeah, you can't put a price on people's mental health and their real life outside of here. And there's a limit. Drama can go
Right.
back and forth and call each other names and talk about who's fat, who's skinny, who's tall, who's short. I don't know. Whatever all the things are, who cares? That's fine. That's what they want to do. But you don't have the right. You don't have the right. You can't call my policeman or the investigator and tell ungodly things for I don't know how long, twice, because you hung up the phone and then called back because you were so frustrated. But then the last thing, I don't even know. Should I say that part? Can I say that part, Ivy Lynn?
We don't, that's another thing we don't even have to say for you to believe. It's in a police report. Say it, Heather.
Okay. The last thing that apparently Merv said before she hung up in quotation marks were, "Oh, that's right. She lives in a small town. She must be sleeping with one of them." Click.
Yeah,
Let
when
me
she
say that
didn't get her
again.
way. She didn't get
Let
her
me say,
way.
yeah.
Say it again.
You said to the investigator that I live in a small town and I must be sleeping with one of them because you couldn't get your way and convince him that I'm such a terrible person, and then you hung the phone up. My vision is a vision board, like really large, blown up for the judge to see in round two, where I have that in big quotation marks. Like, are we kidding? It's just,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable. You have no respect for the police to call and say things like that. You couldn't convince them that I'm a terrible person. Terrible, because I have a channel that claps back at you. I don't torture your children. I don't threaten them. I don't harass them. I don't bully them. You put them on the internet. They're in the back of the pictures or the whatever, the photos or the videos. But yet, you had the audacity when I was quiet, the audacity to film your children with an eagle, put the title and all the fuck shit at that point, and do all the things, and then think you're just Saint Mary over there. Just everything's great. I don't ever do anything wrong. But you changed everything. If you didn't do anything wrong, you wouldn't have. You knew. You take her. You don't. But then when you get called out on it, you'll be damned. Attitude, just like the water
Right.
park. Just like the water park. You're mad about your children being online. You shouldn't put them on there, ever, ever. I told you that when I was on the panel long ago, before all the world turned like it is, and I realized how sick these people are on this internet. That can do things to God. All the things. So
Heather,
I'm gonna be quiet.
remember,
I know
Heather,
I'm being quiet. I'm hushing.
Heather,
Mhm.
remember, she sat in that chat with how many hundreds of people and told every one of them to subscribe to her son's
Yes. God, as I see it.
YouTube channels, who put their own children in danger because she has no idea who was on the other side of these keyboards.
Yeah,
She did.
but
Mhm. Right. And by the way, in regard to water parks and being filmed, I read too much stuff. In my hometown, a teacher was arrested, a teacher with hard drives, and some of his stuff was directly from a water park of
yeah.
kids in a water park. And it's not okay anymore. And all Merv has to do is Google. And these hotels and resorts are very, conflicted about letting people film there, but they know there's concern about it. And that's why it was a thing with Merv that she shouldn't be doing that.
Oh, but we ruined her vacation.
Well,
That's in the
first of
transcript
all,
too. Yeah.
I didn't have any,
Nobody,
so
nobody
many things she accuses us, we don't have anything to do with. I mean,
yeah,
I wish.
can't wait till she proves that one. Or that we called or we did anything to ruin her. She ruined her own time. Because you can't, whatever. I don't care.
Well, just to save her grace, I had the clip of her asking her sons if they had a good time at the water park.
Right?
And they're both shaking their heads. Yes, they had a great time at the water park. So, damn, she fails on that one too.
I mean, when you're on the round ring floating around the lazy pond the whole time or lazy river, you're not really worried about enjoying it with your family because you're over there filming the whole time, and snatching rafts out of little girls' hands. That is that's what it is. What it is. It's proof. There's nothing, anything about it. A sub called or wrote. I think they wrote the management about it and complained. And said something, and then all of a sudden we've done all these terrible things. We were stalking her, calling. I don't even know what all the accusations were, but it's just a stupidness. Again, I can't wait because all these things on that manifesto have to be proven. Bring it. the pipe bombs, the glitter bombs. I mean, all the things. The SWAT calls all bring the proof. And when you erase it all, that's even better. That's even better. That's it.
hmm
So we'll
And
see.
now she's still going after her own people in
Yes.
her own chat who are spending good, hard-earned money on their goods, and she's abusing them. If you don't like the lady, if you don't think she's whatever, Merb, get rid of her. Don't just sit there and take her money like she's done over and over and over again when she doesn't. All she cares about is the money. She doesn't care about the person, their relationship, anything. Well, I also need to say one thing. Elle, because I know they're listening. I'm sure you're a lovely woman. You know how you're poor right now and you have no money and everybody's floating you while you get your whatever? Remember this feeling of being broke because you will be broke again very quickly, and she will not be. She will have several properties. Get your money protected. You don't need to pay for people's stuff. A normal donation, sure. But I'm scared for that woman because they treat her like crap. They talk down to her. They're questioning her buying a pizza. They're I don't know. I do know, but I'm not going to say what I know.
Oh, really? This is going on now? Like, I knew there was about the money coming, but oh gosh, that's terrible. See again, and then you look back. I think there was a few members that maybe 6 months ago they said, and obviously they gifted the money because they wanted to support the channel, but they felt a lot of times it was guilted, and they were amazed at the end how much they had actually spent. And you know what I mean? That's just sickening. That makes me sick for them. You know what I mean? Like, it just people that have lost loved ones, and that's what they're going to live on, whether it's a lot or not, doesn't matter. That's all they have, and it's always the ones that are that don't really need to be spending it most of the time.
Yes,
And
it's the money, their money for the rest of their life.
yeah,
I
and to be
mean,
manipulated
especially
into, they're trying to take all. Oh my God, how many times did we hear they're trying to take my income with that feed my children? Like, literally, Jimmy snatching the plate away into the garbage because Heather Helton and all these people are so terrible. They're trying to take my child away. No, if you had just been quiet and done your thing and sat over there, been grateful and quit being mean to people, we wouldn't be here at all. I'd be $7,500 richer right now. I wouldn't have to be going to New York, to a big place that I love. Can't wait. But this journey would have been a lot easier. But you were nasty to people, and you went after a lady while she was dying that week, relentlessly. That I don't forgive. Sorry.
hi, Hellraiser 29.
There's
I'm
Claudius. I
glad
see
you're
it.
back.
Oh, am I supposed to be watching? Okay, sorry. Dang it. I get distracted. Listen, between there's a chat on the thing and that. Oh my gosh. I'll be better next time. All right. Is there anything else we need to cover? Gosh, we've been on there a long time. Oh, it's 9:30. What time did we
Well,
have we? No, that can't be
2
right.
hours, Heather. That's a good amount of time. I
No,
know
I'm so
that
sorry.
well,
I didn't realize it'd been that long. Crap.
whatever you do next, you you can figure out, but I have all kinds of funny videos I'm dying for somebody to see. Not of Merv, but of things you just never would would believe.
Look,
And
look,
then
look. Do you see it?
I
Do you see who this
am a
is?
no, because no, what?
It's Sam. Sam's in it.
Sam
It says I'm.
on panel? Oh
No,
wait,
no. She's in the
Sam.
chat. She's on the screen.
Oh,
Like,
Sam.
I
I am
know.
so sorry to hear this. Sam is a friend, was a Merv supporter for
Diehard.
years.
Love
A
her.
diehard. Did
Good lady.
wonderful things for her. Friendly to other people too. She has bad health, just like Merb manipulates people. She doesn't help people's health. That is our own decision. And I will call people out on it, and people call me out. If you know, go do something, go take a walk, go listen to music, whatever. But she will kill your spirit. And anyway, there's Sam. At least we get to see Sam.
No, I'm so excited. So glad you're here, sister. Oh, so many people you don't see for a while, and I just wonder and worry.
Now, this is juicy. Tammy McD says, I know so much about Elle. They wanted to condemn Nicole for using a 70-year-old woman. They're doing the same thing right now, and it's disgusting. Well, I don't know what all that means, Tammy McD, but I'd have learned this. There's always something crappy going on behind the scenes at MERBs. Whatever they're doing, there's always something horrible going on that blows my mind when we do find out about it, and we always do. We do.
Yeah.
Lots of things we knew and know that have never been told or were held back for years.
Now can I speak?
No,
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm so
sorry.
teasing you. Sorry. Yes, Hellraiser 1.
Thank you, Amy.
Heather, who am I?
Well, you're a problem. Your problem is obvious. Your head stuck up your ass is what it's on your avatar. I mean, I'm just saying. You're
Who
a
do you
diehard
want?
friend.
Who do you want her to think you are?
Yeah. This is a trick question. I'm confused. She doesn't take
Tell
notes.
them who I am.
I don't know. Florida Gray.
You got it.
You know, yes. She's a ride or
Yay.
die behind the scenes many times. She's another angel godsend. Like, I just don't even know. Oh, how many times? You know, she just,
Florida Gray, the famous artist
yeah,
that Merb
maybe.
couldn't paint as good as anybody else, so she had a crybaby fit. That was an epic live when you went on her panel to do the painting tutorial. And every time you went.
It was fun. It was fun. Just like making the shirts for Hell to the Know Now.
I know. I just saw Casbat's comment. It reminded me. You need to get them back up there and we'll see what we can do. She makes some awesome shirts, period. And I just, I don't know what.
I just have one thing to say
Mm-hmm.
to everybody in chat. Just remember, if you go to auctions, only give your information to the person you're buying from.
Yes. Amen.
That is the only person that needs it. Because that is how Carolyn built up her database.
Yep.
You all everybody sent their information in when they bought things. And that's how she got your personal information. So never give it to anybody unless, like I said, you give it to the person you're buying from, not the creator of the channel.
Yes.
And Hellraiser 1, to your point, it is so unprofessional for anybody to ever expose information you made through a sale or anything like that to begin with. If this is what Merb calls her livelihood, meaning her business, she's a terrible business owner because nobody gets to do that and stay in business.
It's true.
And
And there's a lot of
Mhm.
laws coming to change a lot of this doxing things. Illinois has just passed theirs. And I think more and more are going to step up. This is, out of hand, not just on this platform, as we know, everywhere. So, I mean, it's got to be we got to tighten.
I commend Natasha, because if somebody buys something from the people in her group, they contact that person, not Natasha.
Right.
Natasha wants nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And it should be. I mean, sometimes you have to think, is it really worth it or not? And it just should be a safe place. It should not be able to, it again, in my opinion, it should be criminal that you do things like that and you give up private information like that. I don't care if you can Google it or not. It doesn't matter. There's just it's horrible. If I didn't know now what I knew, I would have never said my name was Heather from day one. I would have never spoke about my children. I would have never done anything. But how it's just sad. You have to be that way, but for someone to use it and then twist everything, that I have some kind of bottle of liquor by my coffee table every night. Like, come on, everybody that knows me knows it's not true. Like,
We watched that video. It was
stupid.
It was New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And Scooter's sitting there with a glass of bourbon, shaking it on the rocks.
Yeah.
Darn it, Merb, I got that one too.
It's just, and what they did to J May recently. I mean, and Scooter and all that. Like, what was it the attorney called it for the cohorts? Is that what he called it? The people on her panel that, when they did the things under her name. I think they would. I don't know. We'll bring that back another day.
Cohorts.
Something they would be in trouble. She would be liable because you can't encourage and flat tell them, call NASCAR, call Philadelphia, call the Pope, whoever she's saying, until encouraging people to do this mess.
Call it as I see it's mentioning if you connect on social media, make a new account for your YouTube friends. Do not use your real name or your real account.
Yes.
I agree. Call it as I see it, which is very sad. But Facebook for Merb is a gold mine. And you want her to do it every night with the true crime victims that she's passing judgment on when she's clickety clacking and going on their social media. Listen, go ahead, go and do that, but don't call other people stalkers because they're not. And she will she's done all the things to everybody's social media, and she's probably got so much information she can't find it anyway.
Just because it's there doesn't mean you need to go into it and read it and have an opinion about. I don't know. It's strange. It's very strange. Colin, as I said, you missed at the beginning. There's a guy. I'll try and email you. You may be familiar with him more than I am, even, but he sounds very knowledgeable. And I'm gonna look into some information about some protection and have a live maybe or something where he could help everybody, include myself, tighten everything down with these VPN numbers, and it was all kinds of great information I heard him telling. And I thought, gosh, I didn't know this or that. And he would walk us through everything, and I just think it can't hurt. It can't. And especially some people might not be, like I can do an iPad. That's nothing, but I'm not great at computers. So I don't want, I'm not judging anybody else, but there's a lot of people like me that are like, well, how you do that? And tell me where to go. what do I push? So again, people stay safe. If you want anything I have, any questions, like I said, email me. We'll come back again.
Heather, say one more time in case people just joined the chat, and it's hard for me to pay attention to it, that there is legal action taken that's verifiable.
Yes.
If anybody wants to read it.
Right. If you want to go
and talk about specifics.
Yes. Colin, as I see it, or anybody else, if you go and Google Merb's real name, you will see several websites. It's a federal case in New York that was entered, I think it was November 16th, somewhere around there, at the Southern District Federal Building is where it will happen. And
in New York City.
Yes, in New York City. I'm sorry. I was thinking about the 21 days she has to respond. And we're going, the first phase is the copyright. And you don't get the right to just falsely take people's channels down or strike them because you don't like them or you want to know who they are or you think your fifis are getting hurt or whatever. I don't know. Casbat's putting the link in there again, and I appreciate that.
Thank you, Kaz.
Colin, as I see it, it also is the same attorney that is representing Queen Bee that's going after Bullhorn Betty. I'm sorry, is countersuing Bullhorn Betty. Not that has Hilda Baines with anything. That's just kind of how I found him. I've kind of tuned in enough to know that Bullhorn Betty and Merb are very similar, but different, but very It's quite hilarious. I
Mhm.
can pin some clip channels that it's kind of funny to watch it on there with her. Bullhorn Betty
Some
has
of the
it's
same personality traits.
yes, the entitlement, the audacity, the nerve, the foul manners, no regard. Just I can't. The list goes on. All the words, all the behavior. So it's kind of fitting because I figured if they can handle her mess over there, then they could definitely handle the mountain.
He's experienced. He's no nonsense. He has experience in many different areas of internet type things,
Yes,
as
he
well
is.
as other things.
Yeah,
But again, if you see in the papers the name, if you Google that name, you'll see some articles he's written on internet safety and things like this. I bet you didn't know that. Hell to the no.
no, I don't. Listen, if I did, I've forgotten it, or it's just been so much. You just have to go
Right.
with your gut, know what the right thing, and make the right choice, and think you call and ask, and you hope this person is going to take you for a ton of money, and you know what I mean. It was a bad time for me to have to be hiring somebody. To be honest with y'all, I was not in a good physical, mental shape, and it just, I got a hole blown through my stomach, if you want to call it that, and I was deathly sick for a while. I think I was really, really sick prior to that. I just thought it was all the things going on with Merb. Um, but the severe pain and I wanted to die. Babies, nothing I had ever experienced was like that pain. But once it was over, like I said, it's fine. I just the getting that sick and that low down and weak, I wasn't prepared for that, and it was a game changer. You think, okay, hey, I'm gonna start eating a little better, instead of worrying about my children or worrying about Merb or life or bills or, you know, my guy friends, my girlfriends, whatever. We have to step back and go, you know what? I need to eat a banana right now. You know, I need to, get up and eat some fruit, drink some more water, whatever it is. I'm very grateful that I got a chance and said, I'm not gonna take things for granted. Just not that I did, but you know what I mean. Just tomorrow I'll do better. I'll just eat a peanut butter and jelly tonight because I don't feel like eating anything. And especially
Well,
when somebody's over there bashing you for like 2 weeks of non-relentless, blah blah blah, and you're worried about your children, you just, don't sleep and eat very well.
right. Plus,
Yeah,
I mean, it does suck because the fact of the matter is we are all getting older and they do say, oh, when you get older, things are harder to, recover from. And then you don't believe that until it actually starts happening to you.
right.
And so, you know, we're going to yell at you if you have to take care of yourself
Yeah, well, I mean, it's for
because I'm
everybody.
not
We've
going
all
to
been.
be like a
Yeah,
merbling and just, oh, yes,
right. I mean, everybody.
prop you up and pat you on the back. I will confront somebody if I think they're being unhealthy.
Right, and all everybody has felt terrible. At one point or another. We all know how it gets you, or you've lost a loved one, and just life. Is really important, and I don't believe in or going to do my children or life or my friends that way. I don't. That's not something I do in my life. But I did um, have a lot of stress there for a little bit, and it has a way of letting you know. But we learn and we pick up. It just took a little longer to get to where we are, and I apologize because I really did go quiet. I had to heal, and then when I could say anything, I couldn't say anything much. But I, just wanted y'all to know I'm still around. But it's hard to tag everybody, and I still was all the excuses. I was just really weak, and I still have a hard time. But we're getting there, and I just appreciate y'all coming tonight. Like I can't tell you from the bottom of my heart, we got to quit because this has been too long tonight.
Yes.
I'm scared we're gonna go on and on about too much,
I'll say
but
goodbye and thank you to everyone and mute and then hopefully Heather,
oh,
when you ended, I disappear. But
you will
I'm just
just
thankful. I'm so thankful for your perseverance.
for
And
all
it's
of
so
y'all.
good to see everybody.
And like I
Not
said,
that I don't see all the time.
this paperwork has my name, but it's right under it. It says everyone. everyone, every single name. That's how I feel. And I will until this journey's over, which way, but we're here, and I'll be glad to do anything, say anything, let anybody know any information you have. As much as I know, a lot of things, with these attorneys, uh, to wait. They're handling it, and that's kind of what I'm glad. That's what I needed. I need someone just handle it. I'm very thankful. So anyway, I appreciate the love, and I see every one of you, and I can't wait to watch this again so I can read everything again slower. But we'll do this again shortly. I don't know. We may pop on sometimes just to say hi and play around a little. But I'm not going to build some channel and take over Merb. Don't worry. Don't worry. Anyway, I love y'all, and I see every one of you, and we will see you soon. Bye. Your problem is obvious. You might want to get your head out of your ass. Thanks to moderators. Thanks to the Hellraisers. Thanks to everybody. Love y'all. Good
What
night.
about my head and my ass?
Wait. Listen, when I saw that, I was trying to keep a straight face. I'm trying to be serious here. You killed me.
You're serious, and I'm over here playing Merb with my head up my ass.
I know. I know.
Since I'm such a vile, disgusting individual.
Ain't we all? According to her, ain't we all? Nana 14, I love you too. All right, girls. Sam, I see you again. Oh, listen, I know it's so hard to say goodbye. We had so much fun. Time flew by. All right, we'll do it again. I promise. Love y'all. Stay careful. Stay safe. Be careful. Love one another and love your family while you can. And happy Thanksgiving. See y'all soon.